The Walkers? What? Goon Squad.
All I know, at the end of the year, you guys are all going to be singing, "We're shaman, we're shaman, we're shaman, we're shaman. I'm gonna shaman with you." That's just end of the season. You guys will all be singing my song. Thank you.
What's up, guys? This is Throwing Ropes, Episode 7, Union Pier Beer League, Week 6. Today we're going to start off with the fastest 2 minutes as usual. Then we're going to get into some start-sit cuts with two very special guests. 3 very special guests. I'm sorry. We got a lot of people on this time. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's get into it.
Welcome back, guys, and with that, we will get into the first match for the fastest 2 minutes. And for our first featured matchup, we had James's Social Propaganda dueling the Corn Shuckers. On Propaganda side, we had Wentz with a lukewarm performance and almost perfectly hitting his projection with 17 points. Hippity Hopkins, Alex Collins, and Aaron Jones all exceeding expectations. And the Rams defense also dropping a bomb with 18 points. Unfortunately, Lockett and Chase Claypool ended up as a disappointment, leading only to a final score of 108 for Propaganda. And on the Shucker side, both QBs, Brady and Jones, kind of a mediocre performance with 17 points and 4 points respectively. Did not do as well as Little Tommy predicted, but other players such as Diggs did what Tommy pays him for. Other players on that list are Zeke, Darrell Henderson with a heater, and Josh Jacobs. All in all, the Shuckers ended up posting a 128 to go 4-2-0, and James was left with an 0-6 record for the season.
The first donkey went to space on Sunday. Austin welcomed Danny to his space station, where CD's Nuts and Antonio Brown Eye collected a few rocks from Mars. Miles Foreskin wasn't on the shuttle, leaving Danny eating moon dust on the dark side. Space Colony 136. Danky Punch 109.
Welcome to the colony.
The shaman shot the sheriff in Kingston while he was power walking. The power walkers should be renamed the moonwalkers because they're moving backwards. Antonio Blow Diction put up 3 points while leaving for a shindig of his own. Bob Marley and the Waylon Hertz threw up 25 for the Rastas. The Rastas 116. Moonwalkers 95.
Elliot shows up to a Tinder date, hoping to end the night with multiple scoregasms, only to find out his date, Brittany, is actually a guy named Bruce. Reservations at the trendy Zerline's Bistro are hard to come by. So he decides to stick the date out. He orders a Murray steak and burrows into a cup of Irish Joe. Bruce orders a mix and green salad and the expensive Tua Tartare, then waddles out the door when the check arrives. Mr. H faces the reality of his nickname, taking an L 101 to 122, then taking the L home and spending an evening alone with L Jr. Picture this. You're in a machine shop in Union Pier. The foreman walks in and he's got big old TDs. He says, "Listen, Jack, click your Deontay Johnsons together, take a walk on the yellow Kelsey Road and say 3 times that there's no place like Mahomes, because I've got a Jaguar named Lawrence, a Texan named Cooks, and a Titan named Henry that has a massive heart, and he's sending you to Wonderland, pal." Big old TDs 111, machines 102.
And finally, this week we had brother versus brother, blood against blood in a seemingly close contest between Uncle Jimmy and Uncle J-Bo. On Doc G's big hitter list, we had, of course, Dalvin cooking it up, Kirk Cousins, and the Raiders defense trying to bash the Goons, but other names fell short, including Keenan Allen and Hollywood Brown. On the Goon squad, we saw Jonathan Taylor's second huge game in a row with 28 points and change, and Connor Cuppernot blowing his projection out of the water for the millionth week of this season. Stafford, Matt Prater, and Khalil Herbert also honorable mentions for the Goon squad. After all the blood shed settled and the clock ticked to zeros on the final football games they were watching, it was Jabo who snatched the victory 138 to 123.
Back!
Whoop, 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 whoop.
We're back with another podcast this week.
All right, so hey, we got a lot of people on this week. You got your usual crew, but we also got 3 guests. We got the Honorable Mr. Jimmy Grider, the Jamaican shaman himself, my father, and we got an Austin Grider coming to us. Little space trip.
The Duke Colonizer is here to serve.
The most important thing, no Jeffrey.
That start.
Dude, Jack, I swear to God, Jack said Connor Cup on that last bit
Connor
there.
Did I say Connor Cup?
You guys see Uncle Jay's lineup though? He picked up Khalil Herbert.
Oh, did he
secretly,
really?
And that propelled him to the high score of the week, which he recovers after last week's crushing second place finish to the high score of the week.
Wow, he put up 18. Wow, one tutty, 97 yards. Not bad.
He did well for himself. Hope we
Yeah,
were.
in fact, I think he scored 2 touchdowns, but they called it back.
Did he really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. I do remember that. So let's do like one more once over here. So yeah, James, we had a good. It looked like James was going to take me down there real quick, but I came back at the end there with a couple players. Austin took it to Danky Punch. Power Walkers walking backwards. Jamaican Shamans.
The Moonwalkers.
Moonwalkers.
The Moonwalkers. Bruce takes another victory, even though he doesn't put up points, but nobody scores against him.
He's leading the league, guys.
You know what I've noticed doing this for year after year after year, there's always one team that gets outscored most weeks and still has a better than 500 record. It's just how it goes.
And Uncle Jimmy, on top of that, in my other league right now, I'm third to last place, and I have like the third most points in the league.
That's what
But I have the most points against, so I'm third to last place.
That's it.
After I got lit up by a certain podcaster a couple weeks ago, saying I was jerking my chicken.
No, you got your chicken jerked, is what I mean.
I don't have a kicker on my team named McAnus, but that's okay.
All right, so some big things in standings here. Like I was just talking about, Jack, who was number 2 last week, because of that points 4, he's like technically tied for second still, but he moves down behind 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's 6. He's 6 right now.
Let the video record show I have not been eliminated from playoff contention.
1%.
Who am I playing next week? It's my first week of the year. It's my first win of the year, and I'm winning them all from here on out.
All right, so let's move into it. I'm going to go to James since I got you here. Who is your start?
My start of the week is J.D. McKissick. Gibson's down, and the trade with Austin, between Austin and Danny, is going to yield some nice little dividends for Danny in the form of J.D. McKissick flowering in his garden.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Austin, it's funny, Danny played Austin last week. They played none of the guys that they traded for, and they all scored ridiculous amounts of points.
I am generally amazed how well Harris did. And I was a little bit concerned with his health, but he pulled right through and showed the world what he can do.
And for what it's worth, the week before I started Beasley and McKissick, they scored a combined 3 points. This week they scored a combined, I'm pretty sure, 35. So that's fantasy.
It
That's
do
like
be like that.
times the
That's
amount
fantasy.
of Coke Zero you can drink.
Yeah.
All right, so Danny, who's your start?
Not based on any not based on who he's playing, just Kenyon Drake, because Jack got him on a psyop. Tommy got tricked into dropping him, and there's no reason he should score, but he scored 20 last week. I think he's going to score big this week.
So we have a little text thread with the boys. And Danny leaked some brand new breaking information. Danny played some tie-ups on Tommy and said, "Boys, did you hear the news?
Williams got traded
To Kansas City.
And Tommy said to who? And I said to the Kansas City Chiefs, and that was not true.
And I went, boom, and I grabbed him like, gotta grab him now. Drop Kenyon Drake.
Wasn't he labeled as inactive this week? Which is like the funniest part.
He's not on any team.
He was a healthy scratch.
Wow.
It's important to keep everyone on their toes, you know?
Austin, who is your start of the week?
Since I failed to play him last week, and I'm very, very disappointed that I didn't take full advantage of his talent, Harris is without a doubt the best player that I want to put on to show
Damian?
what he can do. Harris is going to walk the field. He is going to be walking in space. He's going to be the true walker, the moonwalker, and the moonraker at the same time.
Well, that'll be for next time.
That'll be next time.
All right, Dad, who is your start of the week? Are you guys doing it together, or are you doing one apiece?
Yeah, well, Bridgewater has always done well for me, and I'm going with my team. I'm going to start. I like Jalen Hurts. I just like.
Oh yeah.
The only problem I have with him is I wish his first name was Richard. It'd be a funnier name. I'm just saying.
Dick Hurts. Yep, I like that. Dick Hurts was much
I do
better.
like-
But yeah, look at that.
I like it. I do like it.
Solid.
Best football name, defensive tackle for the Lions, John Pinacini.
Pinacini, I do remember
I like
Pinacini.
that one.
Richard Slinger. Richard Slinger was a great player.
Haha, Dicks, right?
Yeah, that
There
was
you
great.
go. Ah, yeah.
When you're checking into the hotel, they think you're telling a joke.
All right, last of the week. I'm gonna do my start. My last is CD's nuts. He had two rough weeks, but I think he's proven it himself. He's a huge target on Dallas, and he's number 8 in the league right now.
But I think Dallas is on a bye.
Well, sure.
Ooh.
This is the buyout apocalypse
It's a-
for some
It's
people.
the bike apocalypse.
I survived the
Your whole
buyout.
team, Tommy?
Somehow.
Yeah, yours is in trouble.
Your whole
dude.
team, Tommy?
Yours is in trouble.
So what was Tommy's start of the week? CD Lamb.
CD's nuts, yes. And then let me show you real quick. Look at Danny's team before we start the sits. Look what he's got going. It's kind of, I feel bad. There it
There
is.
we are.
There we go.
Yeah, look at those buys.
Look at
Hey Jimmy.
Ooh, what's as bad as dad's?
Bye. He's not playing. He has one quarterback.
He's not going to
I'm
drop
going
Herbert.
zero QB. No, I'm not dropping either of those guys. James,
Oh my
stop
God.
offering me terrible players for Justin Herbert.
That was such a great trade.
Offering me Carson Wentz and Trey Sermon for Justin Herbert.
Oh my God, that's a Bruce trade right there.
Was it though?
You also before that offered me the Trey Lance and Alex Collins for Justin Herbert.
And look at that.
Oh
That would have
my
paid
God.
dividends.
That would have been the worst trade in the history of the league.
Daryl Henderson's on the trade block this week, just so everybody knows.
I'll trade
I
for
will
him.
take him.
I might need a wide receiver or something. I don't know.
Tommy, if you're a man, you bench your starting quarterback and meet me in combat. QB, mano a mano. Come play me, week 7.
No, way, not when I'm the point leader of the league right now. That's how I lose. That's how I lose my position. Watch.
My start of the week is Kenyon Drake, and Danny already
Let's
said it
go.
perfect. Danny already said it perfectly, so I don't really have to.
If enough guys get injured, everybody moves to a number 1 eventually.
That's true.
Oh, good point.
All right. Do you guys want to move into sits? Because I have a crazy one that's going to blow people's mind because I love this guy so much, and I
Do
know
it,
if
Tommy. Do it.
when Jeff listens to this, he's going to be like, "Are you kidding me? I can't believe you just said it," because he knows it's my guy. I bought his jersey this year and everything. I'm going to have to go with Tyler
I
Lockett.
knew it. I
Tyler
knew it.
Lockett.
Oh wow.
Like you can't. I love the guy. I just bought his jersey this year. He comes out. He puts up 24 points. He puts up 27, and he hasn't put up more than 8 since. 5,
falls
4,
off a
8, and
cliff.
4. He falls off a cliff. He's got DK Metcalf across of him. Geno Smith's in there. Russell's injured. You can't trust him to have a good week. You got to sit the guy.
Quarterback. That just changes the whole equation.
I mean, what do
Well,
we think about
definitely.
Geno, though? Do we think Geno's good?
But look what he put up before Geno
Not
was
as good
in.
as the other guy. For whatever reason, he doesn't throw well to Lockett.
Well, because he's short. DK Metcalf is a freaking giant.
I just noticed some quarterbacks throw better to other quarterbacks and blah, 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 blah. It's
Yeah,
not the same.
But DK Metcalf could just catch those balls. He's so nervous to throw an interception, and throwing to DK Metcalf is safer because he can throw it higher.
He's not going to throw the deep ball to Lockett. He's going to throw the safe ball to the tall dude.
To the
And that's
humongo.
Yeah, that's Metcalf.
Logic dad's
And
fine.
then as soon as what's his name comes back, Lockett will be fine.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree. Week
yeah,
10,
yeah.
Week 11.
Yeah,
And I
maybe
see-
you just got to sit him right now.
But my season
Lockett's
will be
due
done
this
at
week.
that point. That's
You
half
gotta
my
sit him.
team.
You got to sit him right now. I think.
Lockett's due this week, 22 points.
My sit of the week is Matt Nagy.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
just
Point.
get out of the way. Right now, it seems that Ryan Pace is even trying to distance himself from Matt Nagy, but Matt Nagy's really just the meat shield that protects Ryan Pace too. He's just as culpable in this whole situation. The greatest thing about them is that they got us to Justin Fields. What's horrible about this situation is that we may have had something good with Mitch Trubisky, but we never ever really got to see it
Well,
with Matt Nagy at the helm. And I'm not saying Mitch Trubisky was, a gem or anything. Far from it. I think Justin Fields is the gem. But seeing what Mitch Trubisky has done in Buffalo with good coaches, seemingly different coaches and different people in his ear, it's been incredible.
What's he done in Buffalo?
He looks like a whole different player. I watched him at the Bears preseason game. He whipped the Bears. And he's also come in and scored a touchdown this year.
Yeah,
Matt Nagy, if you're listening, and we know you are, you're on notice.
well, I mean, I don't know if you guys heard this in the Bear game. Was Nagy calling some of those plays? Because some of those plays did not look like
they go through Nagy. They're Nagy designed plays.
Something changed. They were running the ball well. They were just, and again, we're just talking about one team.
He hasn't given it up 100% yet, has he?
I thought he did, but maybe not.
All of them?
We thought he
Okay.
did. But
All right,
I'll tell you,
all right.
there were some plays that were called. Like, what in the hell is he doing?
He's trying to find his way back in now.
Yeah.
He's trying to
The
weasel
rumor
his-
is that he's designing quite a few of these plays and he's, his thumbprints are on some of these plays that
Right.
get approved and that Lazor has to call at some point.
Right.
But James, you made a great point about Trubisky.
Uncle Jimmy, who was that stank? Who was that stank you were talking about earlier?
Well, this is more a comment about my team, but it's just how I feel about the subject. I mean, I got 8 starters. What do I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 4 of them suck donkey dick.
Is it Danky Dick?
Or Danky Punch.
Look at
Both.
the bye week problem here.
See, Dad
Yeah,
has
big problem.
unfortunately 5 buyout weeks.
And, I
that's-
drafted
that's
Sanders
bad.
to be a starter. He sucks. I drafted Andrews for a starter. He sucks.
Tannehill sucks.
Mark Andrews is great.
He's number
He's
2.
okay. He's
14 points
Well,
a game.
I'm not going to say he's great.
Four-
Points as a tight
14,
end.
I know.
36 and 15.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's got three bad games, 3 good games.
Uncle Jimmy's
That's what I'm
standards
saying.
are high.
When he has a bad game, it's a bad game.
Yeah. 3 bad
Are
games,
you
3 good
better off?
games.
Are you better off having a guy who gets you 5 points 5 weeks in a row, or a guy who gets you 10, 10-0, 10-0, 0? You
Right.
can't have 10-0, 10-0, 10-0. It just
Yeah.
you just come up short, and that's the whole problem I have with Mark Ingram. That's the whole problem that I have with Sanders. I'm not sure what to think about Brown. He has mostly good weeks, but some bad weeks.
Ooh, I don't know. Yeah, Hollywood.
Mostly bad, but
been
some.
good
Do
this
you
year.
know how many
bad.
touchdowns he's dropped? He's dropped like 4 or 5 touchdowns over the entire year.
Aw.
Yes, it's
And we're like
yeah.
6 games in.
Droppy Anderson too. He
Yeah.
I think he dropped 6 balls in one game last week or something.
Yeah,
I
it's
understand.
just it's very, very frustrating when you have these guys at least do average. So I get it, and I'm not even sure if I want Tannenhill anymore.
I would get rid of him.
Yeah, I know.
That's a running offense.
They're not a good. Yeah,
That's a Derrick Henry offense.
yeah. He only has 1 game over 20.
Here,
But Dad, how about Keenan Allen? How disappointing has he been?
he's never been a great touchdown catcher. He's a guy who catches a ton of passes and a couple touchdown passes. He's at least a B- C+ wide receiver on anybody's team.
He's this year's A-Rob.
He has
He's
1
this year's
touchdown.
A-Rob, because that's
One
what A-Rob
touchdown.
last year. He was always reliable. He could throw up 12 to 15 points. He never blow you away.
Right.
What?
Now,
He's still
That's
25th
all
in the league.
Mike Williams. Mike Williams is cutting in on all of Keenan's big plays.
Yep,
touchdown
exactly.
passes. Yes. He's never caught a ton of touchdown passes, but he'd always, if you take a look at his stats, he never had more than 10 touchdown passes, but he always had over 100 receptions a year for 2 or 5 years in a row.
Or 1,000, yeah.
Yeah. Just didn't
Yeah.
catch T passes.
What do you have
I blamed that on the previous quarterback, and I thought that might change with this guy, but obviously not.
All right, so Uncle Jimmy is sitting half his squad. Danny, who's your? Danny, who are you sitting?
Damian Harris, having had a Patriots running back and traded him, the moment you get your hopes up on him, he's gonna burn you. Damian Harris, 3 points next week.
That's
Yep.
Leonard Fournette.
He put up 17. He's playing the Jets though.
Yeah, exactly. This seems like the perfect matchup. He's on a hot streak. This is exactly when Damian Harris gets 3 points.
I like that.
Alright.
What did he do against the Jets last time he played them?
Doesn't
idea.
matter.
Doesn't matter. Danny's
He
right.
played them
though.
earlier in the season.
Yeah, he is probably right. All right, Jack. How about you?
I'm sitting all the injured RBs that we've had this season. This is getting ridiculous. Where I'm like, ooh, I got to get Kenyon Drake back up off the waiver wire. Meanwhile, Droppy Anderson is just riding that. I just see him when I'm looking for guys. I always see Robbie, and it's like traumatizing. I just want good players.
Look at this list. Look at this list.
Oh my
Most-
lord!
Mostert, Wilson, Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins, Travis Etienne, Tariq Cohen, Cam
Tariq Cohen
Akers,
used to be
Rashad
money.
Penny.
No wonder why this game's called
Dude,
NFL.
Danny, you remember he got hit? He got hurt on the last game of last season when it didn't matter.
Really?
Yeah, he tore his ACL on like the last game of last season when we weren't even.
Oh my god, I
going
remember that.
anywhere.
And
He's
everybody's like,
sick
he'll be
of
back.
me too.
They just put Christian McCaffrey back on IR.
Yeah, for like two or three more weeks.
Isn't it like once you're on IR, you can't come back in for?
Jack, are you so glad you got to dodge that bullet?
Oh
Hey, Jack.
my god, I'm so glad.
James, do you remember the last year I picked up McCaffrey healthy and I won the whole league?
No, that was 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah, 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
2 years ago.
Wow.
I picked him up healthy and I won the whole league.
Yep.
Wow.
Because he was
He's a
healthy.
league winner when healthy.
Who had him last year? I think I did or Jack did.
I
had
did.
him. Yeah, Jack did. I had
And he
him
said in
by-
our podcast that he would not draft him again with the first overall pick.
Allison and I were always watching football first couple weeks, and she goes, "Is CMC hurt yet? He better get hurt this season because we got him last season and it just fucked us." And I was like, "I don't think he's gonna get hurt this season. I don't think he's gonna get hurt." Every week she would go, "He's gonna get hurt." I'm like, "He did well again. I don't think so." I don't know how. And then he just gets ripped, and I was like, "No, it says he's coming back. It says he's coming back this week. He looks good." And she's like, "He's never gonna come back." And then, of course, like 2 days later, he's back on IR.
Yep, there it goes.
Yeah, I
Jack's
still got
winning record is due to Allison. I want that on the record.
I bet.
All right, my set now. So if you were to take a look at my team, because my 2 buyouts this week, I am lacking a second quarterback and also one of my best wide receivers. So I'm doing what I call a pro gamer move by having 4 running backs on my team at the moment. And my one last running back you would see is, well, unfortunately, Jamal Williams. As Jamal Williams has been with me for almost my entire season, he's starting to lack in a little bit of power, but I have to hold on to him because, as you see in that previous list, a lot of those running backs are either have a leg under the ground or their entire head up their own anus. So I have absolutely no clue what's going on here other than this is football. Everyone's going to die one of these days. So at this point, I had to make a decision. Jamal's
Jamal's out.
that bench. My lord.
You're a brave man to play 4 running backs.
I have no choice. I don't
I
want
like
to trade.
it.
Throwing league.
I have no choice.
No, I like it. That's sick.
I like that's
Yeah,
that was a good
Afraid to
analysis.
get a running back, Austin?
4 running backs and my
4 running backs.
But you have 2 quarterbacks, right?
I have 1 quarterback at the moment because my lead quarterback
Dak Prescott is on a bye week.
bye week, and
Oh,
that means
okay.
C-Land. That means my C-Land and Prescott combo has been holding me out throughout this entire season. I can't rely on it.
You can't rely on your double stack.
I have to rely on 4 good running backs who are at least healthy enough to at least stand a chance of winning me against this game against Uncle Tommy.
Yeah, that's a
So I'm
good
at a
point.
little bit of a disadvantage against the Shamans.
Unless somebody wants to come in and offer for one of those running backs a nice little tasty receiver or a quarterback upgrade.
It's possible. I'm up. Hey, field goal's open. Go ahead, throw it in my face. I will not stop it.
I think 115 is projected 115. Your team, Austin, with your lineup with no secondary quarterback. I think that's great.
Steve,
All right,
cheese.
my cuts are all my starter and my sit from last week. Boy, was I off. Uncle Jay called it. Ben Roethlisberger shat he shat the bed. They're kicking him out of the old folks' home.
He shat the bed.
And he put up 10 points. He doesn't even have a place at the old folks' home.
no.
Meanwhile, Derrick Henry went and put up a dirty 33 points.
Oh, I got Derrick
Against the
Henry this
Bills.
week. Can we all talk about how I got Derrick Henry this
Bills.
week?
Wait,
I
how did you go from cutting Big Ben to all of a sudden we're talking about Derrick Henry?
I'm sorry. Yeah, my predictions were totally opposite. We're cutting it. Moving on to the next.
I get it. That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
He said start Ben, sit Henry. and that's didn't
And
work.
then-
Cut that monologue too. Just cut it off.
Sweet.
Danny, how about you?
For cuts, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Bruce dropped Josh Gordon for him. Josh Gordon is, he's a lottery ticket, but Amon-Ra is even worse. I watched the Lions game live. I saw people hyping this guy up. He sucks.
Big Brown.
I saw him in real life. I just don't think Jared Goff is going to be able to get him the football.
You saw Jared Goff live too.
I saw Jared Goff live.
And you know never to pick him up now.
And I would say cut every Lions wide receiver.
What about the running back?
Because of Goff, and plus the guy that Lions got, he's just not that good anymore. He's as good as first year, maybe two.
Hawkinson?
He's sucked since.
No,
Yeah, the only thing that is good on the Lions is DeAndre Swift because he gets garbage time points. I watched him score a touchdown with 40 seconds left. It was great.
Yeah, he gets a lot of garbage points because
He up until the fourth quarter will have 6 points, and then end of the game have 17 because he just gets a garbage time drive touchdown.
And what I find real interesting is that they traded the Detroit quarterback because they thought he sucked, and look at how he turned the other team around.
Right.
He's one of the best quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And at first I was believing that he wasn't that good either. He played a lot better than I thought with the Rams.
You know what? Watch this, Uncle Jimmy. That's going to happen to us with Mitch Trubisky or something. Watch. He's going to end up being awesome, and it was just because he was on the Bears.
Well, Josh Allen is teaching him.
He ain't going to be awesome on Buffalo, that's for sure.
But
he'll have to get traded.
He'll get traded somewhere, training under Josh Allen.
That's fine.
Josh Allen's a good role model for Mitch.
Yeah, they're similar. They got the cannon.
he's going to be a damn good quarterback. I'm telling you.
I hope he does.
Thank God for Mahomes. He didn't come to the Bears.
Yeah.
He would have ruined them. The man is poison. He's just his ego is too big, and he should not be in the NFL.
Oh, he can't be that bad.
Watch this.
God, it makes me
I'm waiting
sick
for
every
the
time I
money
see
shot.
it.
I don't know how to do that.
Jamal Adams. I'm the best in the nation, Quandre.
They didn't cut that.
Wow, he's the best in the
They
nation.
didn't cut that. They
I'm the
let him
best.
have that
I'm
line.
the best in the nation.
So this was a lot of fun, guys.
Absolutely. Always.
Yeah, it's a blast.
Grand finale. Before we go, my cut. Can we?
Yeah, go for it.
Well, there can only be one. There are
Highlander?
two Tonys on my team. Both of them hurt. One an asshole. The other one almost 6 feet under. Probably even 12. I'm considering them. Looking at both of the options. I can cut Tony or I can cut Tony. Tony has been really good to me so far ever since I got him on my team. Like 10 and the 21 didn't play so well because he hurt his leg. But Tony, he's done nothing. He's a bum. That potential that other Tony was going to give me was near zero. Sip, nada, nada finger, nothing.
I think you've answered your own question. It's clear.
It's
You
clear.
cut Tony.
You gotta cut Tony.
I must cut Tony. Other Tony is going to live.
You
Tony
answered it,
lives.
Austin.
He might not be.
Obviously, you keep Tony,
I keep Tony.
but
So
you cut Tony.
I cut Tony. So I'll keep Tony, but cut the other Tony. So Tony lives, Tony dies. That's how my life rolls. And yeah, the colony prospers.
Uncle Jimmy, Austin, Dad, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, boys.
Thanks, guys.
Real quick, while we have these guests, the three of you guys, who do you think ends up in last place this year?
Ooh.
You don't have to think of it too hard.
I don't have to. I'm staring right at it. I'm
Oh, wow. He's with you.
mad.
So years ago, the wife, she was shooting her ass off, and it's like, okay, let's do some fantasy football together. I'm like, okay, I'll set up a league for you guys. And I had Kyle in it, my wife, and Stephanie in it for the first time ever. And I gave them all the first 3 picks. And then I picked 4th or some shit like that. And at the end of the season, I beat Kyle once, Stephanie 0, and my wife 0. I went 1-5 against those 3 teams.
Wow.
Wow.
Because my wife got Peyton Manning on her team. She peed in her pants and she was done.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
You know,
They crushed him.
I'm afraid to answer that question because I mean you could jinx yourself. You could jinx your team really bad. I mean, James, you're 0-6, right?
Yeah.
At the
But you
moment,
could win 6 straight.
At the moment,
I've done it before.
That is true. James could make.
he came back from 0-4, I believe.
Yeah,
it was
like,
1
was
and
that
5.
last year?
1-5, that was it.
And how
Right,
many regular
1-5
season
and 1
games do we have this season?
Yeah, we got an
One
extra. We got an extra one.
We got 2 extra. We're at 14 games regular season.
That's
Hey,
what-
question for you guys. How do you guys like the rules? How do you guys like the second quarterback?
I got 2 pretty decent quarterbacks, so I'm very happy with it. And again, I didn't pick my team. Gabriella and Ryan picked my team. So all I know, at the end of the year, you guys are all going to be singing, "We're shaman, we're shaman, we're shaman, we're shaman. I'm gonna shaman with you." That's just end of the season. You guys will all be singing my song. Thank you. Right, Uncle Jimmy.
That was great.
In no hurry. All right, boys. Love you all.
Love
I
you,
love
boys.
you guys.
Good luck next week.
See you later.
All right, and don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. And thank you, the 5 people that watch the videos.